Welcome back, everybody. Week 3, day 3. We're going to change the schedule or change the structure of this programming a little bit. So this is going to be a first heads up. Instead of doing 5 days a week, we're going to switch it to 3 normal days during the week and 1 fun day on Saturday led by Blaine. The only reason we're doing this is just to consolidate everything and get more efficient in these videos. And we know that some of us aren't able to do all 5 days within that week, so we're going to cut it down to 3. Now, say you do these 3 within a week, and you've completed them, and you feel like you can do more, go to week 1 or week 2 archives, and then you can go ahead and pick one of those workouts to go ahead and then fill in for an extra day that you wanted to work out with. And also, don't forget, from yesterday's workout, we're giving away a free PT session when we do open back up. And that free PT session will go to the fastest male, fastest female time for the workout. So go check out yesterday's video. Don't forget, you have to post your time in the comments section and email me a video of your workout. And there's the whole movement category, specifically what you need to do to get that free personal training session. So go check out yesterday's video. Without further ado, today, our warm-up. Remember, our warm-up, we want to be warm. We want to break a sweat. That is the whole purpose of a warm-up before we do our workout, because it's going to help us prevent injury. So our first one, we're going to do 2 rounds of back widows and dynamic adductor stretch. So we're going to have Blaine laying on his back, and he's going to have his elbows at a 45 or 90 degree angle, and he's going to dig his elbows into the floor as best he can while pushing his chest all the way up. So he's going to go ahead and demonstrate driving his elbows in, and see how he's pushing up his chest. And where you want to feel this is in the back of your shoulders, in that thoracic spine area, in your shoulder girdle. So he's going to go again just like that. And what we're doing is we're warming up this shoulder girdle, all those muscles back there that get really tight. If you feel a couple pops in your shoulder girdle and the back of your shoulders right here, that's not a bad thing. That's just your muscles and tendons loosening up. They're waking up. We're getting blood flow to them, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, so don't freak out. So we're going to go ahead and do 10 of those back widows. Then we're going to go to dynamic adductor stretch. So Blaine's going to go ahead and face forward, legs spread apart, and all you're going to do is you're going to reach over to that right foot, get a stretch, then come all the way back up, reach right in the middle, and in this middle you can go ahead and walk your hands back if you want to, or you can go ahead and just touch the floor. And then he's going to go all the way to his left foot and then come all the way back in the middle. Now that's 1 time through. So going from right foot to middle to left foot is 1. And you're going to do this 4 times through. So you're going here and all the way back 4 times through. Now where we want to feel this at is we want to feel it in that adductor group, which we've been talking a lot about. It's that inside of the legs. And we're going to feel it a little bit in our glutes and back. Warming up our hips, hamstrings, adductors for what we got today. Thank you, Blaine. So for that warm-up, we're going to do 2 rounds of those 10 back widows in dynamic adductor stretch 4 times through. Now we're going to get into the workout. The workout today, how we're structuring it, is simple. Just like we've been doing our 4 rounds, and after each round we get a 60-second break after our 4 exercises. So we have our workout, 4 rounds of wall sits, side planks, step-up lunges, and doorway rows. So our first one is going to be wall sits for 30 seconds. This is why we did that adductor stretch, to go ahead and warm up our legs up a little bit. So Blaine's going to go ahead and show us wall sits, where he's going to sit on this wall. Now when you're doing wall sits, here's what you want to think. Your legs want to be at least a 90 degree angle. You do not want this hip crease to be lower than your knees, because you're just going to make it easier on yourself. So you want your hip crease to be a little bit above your knee, and your hands are important. No allowing them on your feet, putting your elbows on your legs, don't put it on your head. Just go ahead and either hang them to the side or put your hands right here. Either is fine for me. Now what we're going to do with this wall sit is we're going to hold it for 30 seconds, just like this. Now as soon as you're done with your wall sit, you're going to go ahead and stand up, and we're just going to go to a side plank for 20 seconds. Now side plank, you're going to be on your elbow and on that or outside that foot, just like Blaine is right now, and then he's just going to go ahead and bridge up. Now, for a lot of us, our bodies are like water, right? We want to go to the path of least resistance. And so for some of this means we're going to have bad form. So what I don't want to see is some people like rotating their hips, having their body bow coming in like that. So you should be nice and stiff like a board, straight, just like that, in like one parallel line. Now with your feet kind of want to stay at this 90-degree angle. Don't go ahead and point them into extension or flexion. Just kind of have them right here in the middle. And if you want, you can go ahead and put the outside of your foot like that while you bridge up. It just might feel a little bit better compared to your foot outside of the foot resting on that turf or on that ground. So you're going to hold your side plank for 20 seconds on each side. Once you are done with your 20-second side plank, we're going to go ahead and do our step-up lunges. So we can go ahead and do this on a chair. We can do this on a couch. We can do this, get creative and do it on a box. Anything you need to use to go ahead and use these step-up side lunges or step-up lunges. We've done this before in week 2. So Blaine's going to go ahead and demonstrate step-up lunges, and he's going to go ahead and extend, come all the way back down, alternating each side. So when we do these step-up lunges, you have a total of 16. That means 8 on each side. You're alternating each time coming through. Now, when you come up here, go ahead, pause. You want to make sure that you get this knee nice and high. And whatever knee that is up, you want to think that opposite leg, you're squeezing this glute. So he's extended through this leg. It's in this 90-degree angle. And he wants to go ahead and squeeze that glute to activate more glutes. Now go ahead, come down. And let's go ahead and do the other side. And bam. So now this knee is up. So he's going to want to squeeze the opposite glute. So don't forget, whenever you come up, whatever knee is up, squeeze that opposite glute. Once we've done 16 step-up lunges, we're going to do doorway rows. Okay, doorway row. This is going to be a new exercise we're going to do. It's kind of hard for us to create some type of row exercise, but we kind of came together and created this, which is actually seems very simple. So Blaine is going to go ahead and demonstrate what a doorway row is. So he's going to put his hands on the inside of the door frame and do a row. So let's go ahead and demonstrate that real quick. So he's putting his hands on the insides of this door frame, and then he's going to go ahead and push his feet forward and leaning back just like so. And when he's coming up, he's squeezing these shoulder blades together. Just like that. So very similar to what you were going to feel in your back widows. You want to feel it in the same area, but we're just doing it at a different angle, so it's going to create a different stimulus while we're doing these back rows. So when we're doing these back rows, we have 12 of them. And don't forget, Blaine's legs are at a 90-degree angle right now, so that way he's not leaning too far back, not leaning too far forward. It's just enough to stabilize him and keep him centered while he's doing this exercise. Feeling it in this whole shoulder girdle, same place we wanted to feel it in our back widows.
All right, what do we got?
All right, that was doorway rows. So that's our last exercise. And don't forget, you're doing 12 of them. Then we're going to go ahead and rest for 60 seconds. Don't forget about that rest. That's important because remember, you're grinding through these one after the other, and you rest 60 seconds before you go into the next round, and then you complete your 4 rounds. After all that, we got a good sweat going on. We got a good pump. We've earned some extra calories we're going to waste later on. We're going to do our stretches, our cool down. This is very important to reduce the risk of injury. So we're going to have in our saddle stretch for 2 minutes. Now saddle, we've been doing this a lot, and I want you guys to challenge yourself to see how far you can get. So Blaine's going to go ahead and demonstrate saddle again. He's going to be sitting on his knees. Now for most of us, this is going to be okay, but some of us, this is going to be very challenging. For the whole 2 minutes, if this is challenging, I want you to stay here and work on your breathing. Breathing in deep through your nose, out through your mouth. Now if this is too easy, we're going to go ahead and come back a little bit more. And you're going to reach behind you, just like so. Now what this is going to do, it's going to increase the stretch in your quads and your legs right here, and your hip flexors, and your knees and your ankles. Now if this is too easy, or you feel like you can do this, say within 60 seconds, your body has loosened up a little bit more, we can go ahead and increase the stretch, and we're going to have Blaine go all the way down. You can go down to your elbows first, make sure you're okay, and then you can go all the way down just like this. Now, if you can stay here, that's excellent. I want everybody to strive to eventually get to this position because it's going to give you the most amount of stretching in your quads and your hip flexors. Perfect. We'll go ahead and come up. Don't forget, you can do any one of those saddle variations. You can be standing up right here, leaning back down to your elbows, or laying back behind yourself, just as long as you keep that saddle position for 2 minutes. Now our next stretches we're going to do is called seated straddle. So Blaine's going to go ahead and set up, and he's going to put both feet out wide in front of him. And then he's just going to shoot that angle right in the middle. Now, what I like to do personally is I like to put my hands right on my sides of my elbows, just like this. And I just like to dangle forward, just like that. And gravity is kind of pulling me forward and doing its own thing and stretching on my adductors and my hips in the middle while I'm doing this stretch. Then, after 2 minutes, so we have 2 minutes in seated straddle, we're going to go to saddle archer. So you're going to need a towel, a leash, a band, something to use to go ahead and put behind your back and stretch out your lats and anterior deltoid, the front of your shoulder or your lats. So right here, he's grabbed the top of his towel, and this hand, or this arm that's back here is reaching around and grabbing the other part of the towel and going ahead. And you're going to feel a pull either in your lat or the front part of your shoulder. And you're not wrong if you feel it more in your shoulder than in your lat, or more in your lat than in your shoulder. It just depends on what your body type is. Then, after our saddle archer, we're going to go ahead and do our saddle eagle. So since you've done saddle archer, 1 minute each side, we're going to do saddle eagle. And for some of you guys, we don't need a towel for this eagle position, but some of us will, like myself. So this saddle eagle, you're going to go ahead and reach with that arm underneath you. And you want to think putting whatever arm is up, grabbing this towel, you want in the elbow, right on the inside of your elbow like this, and you're reaching up nice and tall. And the way you can get a good stretch or increase the stretch is if you lower or raise these arms like this, because you want to feel it inside that shoulder girdle again, almost like under your scapula. So if we have Blaine turn around real quick, since this is the arm that the towel is in, this scapula right here is being pulled more, and it's retracting back, and it's opening up this whole area of his shoulder girdle. So this is where we kind of want to feel this stretch. And some of us will feel it on the posterior deltoid right here on the back side of our shoulder, and that's a good place to feel it as well. Thank you. And we're going to do 1 minute on each side for saddle eagle. After you've done with your cool down, that's it. Congratulations, you completed week 3, day 3. We'll see you guys again on Saturday for our fun workout. You got anything? That's it. See you guys.